Hello, this is Brian Reich from Reich Web Consulting, back with another WordPress video tutorial. In this video, we are going to show you how to create and edit posts. Now, if you didn't see the last video, we talked about the different post types available in WordPress, which are by default posts and pages. And we tried to identify the use cases in which you would create a post or you would create a page. So if you haven't seen that video, I would recommend you go back and watch it. So now that you've decided you want to create a post, let's go ahead and show you how to do that. First, we're going to click the post option over on the left on the WordPress menu. And you're going to see a list of all your posts. And of course, we only have one. We've got the one that was created by default when we installed WordPress. And let's just go ahead and get familiar with this screen because there's a lot going on here. This is the listing screen that is going to become a very familiar site for you as you use WordPress because every post type listing screen looks pretty much the same. At the top left, it tells us what type of content we're looking at, which is posts. We have a quick link here to add a new post. Now below that, we have a listing that shows a couple of different navigation options. Right now, we're on the all screen, so it's showing us every post. Next to that, it says publish. Well, what the heck does that mean? WordPress has a bunch of different statuses that you can assign to your posts. When a post is live and published and visible on your website, well, it's in published status. There's a couple of other statuses. They're not listed here right now because we don't have any posts in those statuses right now. But if we had posts in, let's say, draft mode, which we'll go over later, we would see a tab here for draft posts as well. Below that, we have a drop-down that says Bulk Actions. Bulk Actions is pretty darn interesting, especially after you start to get lots of content built up in your website. What you can do is, down here where your posts are listed, you can select one or more posts. You can go up here to Bulk Actions, select one, and then click Apply, and it'll apply that action to all the posts. Now, let me show you what these do. Move to trash, that's pretty obvious what that does. Oh my gosh, I just deleted my post. Well, guess what? Now we see things in the trash. If we want to get that back, all we do is go to trash, we click restore, and it puts it back into the previous status that it was in. Okay? So we just did a bulk move to trash. Let's go ahead and see what bulk edit does. We'll select one or more posts, we'll click edit, and we'll click apply. So this is the bulk editing screen. This is kind of complicated, and I wouldn't expect you to understand everything that's going on here just yet, because these are features we haven't really talked about in depth. But here it shows us the posts that we have selected that we're editing. It shows us a list of categories. So all at once, we can move a bunch of posts between categories, which is very powerful when you have a lot of content. We can do a similar thing with tags. We can add and remove tags to all of the posts that we have selected. We'll talk about posts and categories in detail later. We can change the author of those posts if we want to switch that over to a different user. We can enable and disable comments for those posts. We'll talk about that later as well. Status. Well, we can publish things. We can make them private. We can make them pending review, or we can put them into draft mode. We will talk about all those statuses later as well. Pings. So, what the heck is a ping? Well, pings are like comments, but between websites instead of people. What WordPress can do, and it's not a super popular feature anymore, it used to be a bigger deal. When you create a new post, what it will do is it will go out and ping every website that is linked to in that post. And in that way, WordPress websites can kind of create a network between each other of related resources. Again, I don't think people are using this as much as they used to, but the option is there if you want it. You can allow that for this post, you can disallow that for this post. So the sticky option, this is very interesting. On the front end of your website, you are going to have various lists of content. You'll have your archive page for your posts. You might have category archive pages that list all the content in a specific page or in a specific category. What Sticky does is this tells those archives to stick these posts to the top of those lists. There's very specific use cases where this might be useful. it's there if you need it. That's all I'll say. When you're ready to save your changes, of course, you would click Update. If you don't want to save your changes, click Cancel. That's what we're going to do now. And now that we've seen the bulk edit screen, let's go across the rest of these things. Here we can filter our view by date, and it will show us a month and a year, and we can limit the view to only posts in that date range. Of course, we only have one thing, so that's our only option. We can also select categories, and of course, we only have one category, which is uncategorized right now, so that filter is not going to do much right now, but it's there if you need it. Then over here on the right, we have a search bar. So let me show you how this works. Let's say I want to search for all posts related to dogs. It's going to search the title, it's going to search the content, the tags, etc., and give me a list of all posts that have dogs in it. Well, guess what? I don't have any. So let's get rid of that, clear it out, go back to our default view. That is very helpful when you're looking for something specific to edit. All right, now we're actually getting down into our list. It's showing us our only post, and we've got a couple options here. We've got the edit option, which will take us to the full edit page that we'll get to soon. We've got quick edit, which opens up, well, it opens up the quick editor. This gives us quick access to a bunch of the fields and options available for our post. The title, the slug, which is basically the part of the page URL that is specific to just this page. The date it was published, we can actually change that from its default. We can assign a password, so you can only view the post if you know the password. We can make it private, which means you can only view the post if you are logged into the website. We can add and remove categories, but we cannot create categories from this view. That's important to know. We can add and remove tags. We can enable and disable comments and pingbacks. We can change the status, and we can make it sticky. Hey, look, it's pretty much all the options that were under the batch edit, right? Then, of course, once again, we can click Update if we want to save those changes. We can click Cancel to change them, or to cancel them. If we want to move a specific post into the trash, we can click that. It'll go into the trash can. It will no longer be available on the website. You can always pull it out of the trash if you want to. And of course, if we want to see what that looks like, we can click View. Now, I don't want to navigate away from this page, so I'm going to hit Control and click my mouse on View so it opens in a new tab. There it is. There's the post. Now, if we look at this post we're viewing right now, up at the top we see Edit Post. Well, now you can see that the WordPress toolbar is very context sensitive. When you are on an editable piece of content on your website, it's going to give you an edit option at the top. So as long as you're logged in, even if you're on the front end of your website viewing what your users can see, you will have options to edit the content. Okay? So let's go back to the dashboard. And across this table, you're going to see a couple of different fields. And you may find them useful, you may not, and you can actually influence what is shown in this table by using screen options. Up here at the top right, click Screen Options, and you can select which of these fields you actually want to display here, okay? For me, I don't care about comments. I don't even like keeping them turned on my website. So categories, tags, date, that's pretty useful. All right, so this video is getting a little bit long, so we're going to call that the post overview. And in the next video, we're going to talk about how to edit a post.